So I've had the site for, I think, well over 10 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. So when I went to go look for a website, I actually contacted the Board of Realtors, and they gave me a list of about 10 providers that were recommended by them, and you were one of them. So I actually called all of the providers and asked them what their service were like, and I chose PropertyMinder because of the features it offered at that time. And you've expanded over the time of the 10 years with other features, which is great. So we started with that. I knew that when I started the business, I've been in the business 20 years, but when I started and I wanted a specific property website for myself, I wanted something with myname.com. So I went and got that, and then I got your provider, PropertyMinder. So that sort of started it. And then, so how we use the system, we have it set up a certain way. So I have buyer's agents that work for me. So I have a lead buyer's agent, another buyer's agent, and we use it as a lead generation tool. So what we do is, however we get our lead, we will put it in our system as an active search. And we'll have them take a look, at the market, what's on the market. So we explain it to our client as a service. A lot of it comes from open house generation. There are some other ways we can get other leads. So that's a good way for us to be in touch with the customer. It's just a touch point, and then we follow back with them. So that's how we've used it very successfully. I think we have over 200 searches today on my website. So we use it also for not just for buyers, but we use it for sellers. I don't know if PropertyMinder intended to have it do this, but we once we close a sale, we will put it on the PropertyMinder system and ask the client if they'd like to be kept up to date around their property, what's sold. And so we tell them as long as they click on it every 3 weeks, they can actually continue the search. So that's been effective. So because buyers turn into sellers, and if you keep in front of them that way, and they're clicking on the site, they'll remain active on the site. And it's a more limited search, so it's the information they want just around their property, and it can pendings and the solds and the actives. So that works really well for keeping in touch with sellers. We like it. I think it's just it has a lot of features that we like. I mean, the main thing we use it for is to be in touch with the MLS and to have a seamless interface with the MLS and with the client. We've had people on the site. I've had people on my site for like 4 years, and we'll watch as they pull up properties. And we had one person on for 4 years, and we called them and got them active and sold them a property. Actually, it was something off market, but we found them through PropertyMinder. We met them at an open house a long time ago. They'd stayed on our site, so it's good for either someone that's been on for that needs to look for a while before they're really active, or someone that's ready to go right away. So it works both ways. I think the one we use the most is the MLS search. We also, I also like all the listings that we've sold or that we've represented show on our system. We've also customized the site, so we have API school scores for both Santa Clara and San Mateo County that we've done on the custom links. So we refer clients to that. We also refer clients to the utilities tab if they're closing escrow and they need to know where to call, where all the numbers are to call. And so those are there. We point them to that if they have that request. We just did that like last week for a client closing. What we've used mostly is data that we input and generate the leads off of that. So again, it's a tool for us. It's a tool to cultivate the lead and make sure that the buyer's seeing what's on the open MLS.
Thank you.
Well, I think one big benefit of your own civic property website is we have, let's break it down. We have civic property websites for a particular property. We list it, sell it, and then you have your agent website, and then you have your company website. So it's important to have all of those when you're in the business. So your own specific website, people are looking on the internet more and more. So they're going to interview you based on how good your website is. If you do not have a website that's standalone, that's only a company website, typically they're going to pass you by, in my experience. So we've had people call us, just because they've looked us up on the internet. Not as many, but people do look. I think more common, we'll interview with a seller, and the seller will look at the website to see what we've sold. And that's something that they'll look for. So to have a quality website is very important, because it shows, basically that you've done a good job and you know what you're doing. So. I looked at the functionality, and I just felt that PropertyMinder was, it had the most features out of all the websites I looked at, and I called some people, and instead of them calling you, I was inquiring with them. So a lot of times you get sales calls, and so we kind of flipped it around, and we're interviewing all of them. I just felt that I looked at all the different websites. It was by far the best at that time, and I think it still is. I really think that you have good functionality. I know it's not a huge company, it's locally run. I think I like that. When I first got the website, I went to one of the trainings, found it very helpful. I called customer service, they're helpful. I think it's a pretty user-friendly website, so I didn't need a lot of training on it. That's pretty easy to work. There's a little bit of back end. You really don't have to know any HTML code. You can just stick in the customized links. We have another page we customize beyond the API scores. So we've added a bunch of things that are unique. That are not PropertyMinder civic webs, drop-ins. I've referred to PropertyMinder.